This is the inside of the Swift Challenger 570. If we firstly move to the main control panel, we can turn the 12 volt on just here. Once we've done this, we can then turn the water pump on. Water pump needs to be on so we can get water out of the taps and fill the boiler if it's been drained down. Next we have battery select. At the moment we're not hitched up to the vehicle, so we cannot switch between the batteries. If we really needed to, we could switch over and use the vehicle battery to just power the caravan for a short period. Not overly advisable, but it can be done. View levels. It will give us a condition of the leisure battery. It would also give us condition of the vehicle battery if we were hitched up. And this here is letting us know that we have main supply connected and that we're using the leisure battery. If we now remove the cushions off this bench seat, we can now raise up. And if we firstly peer into the corner just here, we have the Truma boiler itself. To drain the boiler down for travel or winterization, we just come to the boiler drain valve just here. Do make sure the water pump is turned off, and then just flap up to drain all the water out of the boiler. If we are fully draining down for winter, it's also advisable to open up all the taps inside the caravan as well. This will aid in releasing airlocks so the system fully drains down. It just means when you go to fill the boiler back up again, firstly making sure that we're flapped back over like we are now, that you close the taps down, turn the water pump on, let the system start filling back up again, then begin opening the taps. They'll cough, they'll splutter as they force the air out. Once they're running freely on hot and cold, then close and the system will then fully reprime. In this corner just here, we just have the Sergeant alarm box. We don't need to do anything with this. We have the control board for the motor mover. The main 25 amp fuse just here. And then we have the consumer unit just here. So we have the trip switches just there. So we have the 3 red individual MCBs, the main RCD and the yellow test button just there. They are all numbered up and then correspond on the sticker just here. And then beside that we have the 12 volt fuses, and again they're all numbered up and correspond on the sticker just here. PIR sensor for the alarm just here. It will just steadily flash green just to let you know that it's all working correctly. If the auxiliary battery within that battery box is low, it will begin to flash red. If you then continue to ignore it, it will flash red, and every now and then the alarm will beep to let you know. The way to recharge the battery back up again is to plug yourself back into the main supply. If we now pop the cushions back on again, under the other bench seat we literally just have storage. In the overhead lockers we have obviously storage all the way around. And then in this one here we have the radio on and off just here, and then search for radio stations or change tracks just here. To store in, just hold a number and then back off again just here. For hot water, we just need to come down to the consumer unit. We have hot water just here. So hot water off on main supply, hot water on. This is the only one we do need to be turning on and off, because obviously if it's left on and the boiler's drained and you plug yourself into the main supply, you could burn out the element. The amber one is for the electric element in the fire. This one can stay on. If you turn this one off, obviously it will not work on the controls, which I will show you in a moment. Green one is for the battery charger. And then the one that's not illuminated will light up if you have reverse polarity connected to the caravan. This can sometimes happen on some continental sites. We also have full system shutdown just here, so if you're not using the caravan for long periods of time, you can press this button and it will kill any residual draw on the leisure battery. The other buttons just there are mainly for the workshop, so you can't actually access anything without pressing buttons in certain orders. Next we have the Thetford fridge, on and off just here. At the moment we're running on main supply with a little picture of the 2-pin plug. If I now press, we have a picture of a battery. This is 12 volt maintain for when we're towing. We're going to get an error code at the moment as we're not hitched up to a tow vehicle with the engine running. And then we have gas just here. These particular fridges will ignite themselves automatically. If they fail to light, again you will get a blue flashing light and an error code. If you think it's just down to a bit of air in the system, just turn it off and turn it back on again to let it try again. Temperature control just here. Then we have the freezer box and the fridge beneath. Microwave just here, which will work when we're hooked up to main supply. Do make sure the microwave plate is removed for travel. Behaves like most microwaves. We have quick start just here and stop, and then we have all the power settings etc. above. Hob, so we have the electric hot plate which will work on main supply, operates just here, and then we have the 3 gas rings. So it's just push in, twist and push the igniter. Beneath that we have the grill. And then the oven. Storage beneath the oven. But you'll also find a plug plugged in, which is just for the electric hot plate. Storage beside it. You'll also find some gas isolation taps. They're all colour coded and then correspond on the sticker. They're all in the on position, and quite frankly they can stay like that. I always say they're more for maintenance. If you smell gas in the caravan, go to the source and turn the gas bottle off. If we now come to the controls just here, you will see we have 2 Truma controls. One says Ultra Store, one says Ultra Heat. The Ultra Store one is for the boiler for your hot water on gas. If you are going to use this, you need to make sure you've taken the flue cover off on the outside of the caravan, and then it's just flick it down a green light will come on just here. You can just about see it, and then it will automatically light itself. Literally then just pick the temperature of your water just here from a very low 30 right the way up to a very hot 70. Again, if it fails to light and you think it's just down to a bit of air in the system, just turn it off, turn it back on again. Beneath it we then have the controls for the electric element in the Truma fire just here. You'll see we have again an inner dial and an outer dial. The outer dial picks the power, so at the moment we're off. If we flick it up, we'll be running that element on 2 kilowatts. If we go back to off and we flick it down, we can run it on a low 500 watts, or if we flick it right the way to the bottom, we can run it on 1 kilowatt. So this is just dependent on the amperage of the site that you're on to try and avoid tripping. Once you've picked, control the temperature on the inner dial here. If you are going to use the fire on gas, come across to here, turn it. I usually turn it right the way up to 10. Should be able to hear the igniter ticking away. Hold it down. Once the ticking stops, it's a good indication that it's lit. Then let go. You should be able to peer for the pilot light as well. And then just pick the temperature you require. Regardless whether you are using the fire on gas or main supply, this side here controls the circulation fan that will blow air out of the air ducts that are all around the caravan. So if we now flick it to the left, that will turn the circulation fan on, and then we control the fan speed just here. A will not work on this model of caravan. It does require a secondary thermostat being fitted, and then the fan would then kick in and out automatically. If you ever go to try to light the fire and you cannot hear the igniter ticking away, it may just be that the battery has gone flat. The battery is located at the base of the fire, just where my finger is here. It's just an AA battery just here. Up here we just have where the television is plugged in. The TV drops down just here. Firstly, remove the 2 securing clips. And then drop down.
Military personnel bringing freedom to veterans in care homes by vaccinating.
As I said, when stowing it away, push it back up, secure it here, and then also bring these 2 clips around as well for safe transport. The actual television aerial is located in the wardrobe. So the digital amplifier is just here. Control the boost just here. On and off on the side just here. The mast sits here to raise and lower it, undo the collar. The little red dot there just represents the point of the aerial so you know which way it's facing. You can turn the tail just here and flip it from horizontal to vertical if you need additional tuning. Do make sure that the aerial is down for travel. Plenty of storage underneath the bed. And if we now move through to the washroom, we have the cassette toilet just here. So to open to the cassette, slide across just here, push the flush, level indicator just here to let you know when it needs emptying, and then close again. Do make sure that this is closed when trying to remove the cassette from the outside, or otherwise it will not remove. If you do feel resistance, just make sure nobody's left this open. We then have the basin just here and the shower. Freestanding table stowed just here. The two lights just at the end here, both just operate on main supply. So if you are running solely on 12 volt, they will not work.